is NCM, Nazarene Compassionate Ministries, this entity that makes a lot of appearances in many different forms? What is it? Well, essentially, it is a well-structured ministry that's found all over the world, and it is vitally linked with the Church of the Nazarene in carrying the gospel to all nations through visible, practical, tangible expressions of God's mercy and God's love and God's grace. And this ministry is founded on the very nature of God. What do I mean by that? Well, we serve a compassionate God, and evidences for his compassion are everywhere. He created us, he sustains us, he provides for us, he even made a way for us to be in relationship with him through what Jesus accomplished on the cross. Our God is undeniably a compassionate God. And if we need more confirmation of that, we only have to look at his son Jesus, for the scriptures tell us that Jesus is the image of the invisible God. So it's important for us to take a very close look at who Jesus is and how he lived his life. This is critical. Why is it critical? Because the very mission of our denomination boldly states that we are busy about the business of making and shaping disciples towards Christ's likeness. What is a Christ-like disciple? Well, a Christ-like disciple is like Christ. So this begs the question, what is Christ like? And we can attempt to answer that by carefully examining the information we have about Jesus in the scriptures, particularly in the gospel accounts. In fact, we can readily compile a list of amazing characteristics of our Lord. And by the way, this is a great exercise to do with a group, as a local church, as a Bible study group. What is Christ like? Well, he's gentle, and he's kind, and he speaks boldly when boldness is needed. He weeps with those who weep. He is missional. He is obedient to the Father. He relates and speaks to everyone, no matter their position. He is spirit-filled. He is child-friendly. Our list could go on and on. Why is such a list important to us? Because the characteristics of Jesus are the very characteristics that we are called to grow towards. Really? We're called to grow towards the very likeness of Jesus? Well, yes, we are. That's the mission of our church, to raise up disciples who look more and more like Jesus. And so as we pursue this mission, more and more Christ followers will have more and more of Jesus' characteristics. And one of Jesus' characteristics, one that we haven't mentioned yet, is for this amazing list, is that Christ is compassionate. And we clearly encounter his compassion wherever the examination of his life will take us. So if we have a very full understanding of what a mature Christ follower might look like and function like, our denomination then gets behind this and puts effort and energy and resources into helping raise up followers of Jesus Christ who clearly bear his compassionate nature. Disciples who clearly live out this compassionate nature. And so this is where Nazarene Compassionate Ministries, NCM, finds its place and its major role to help raise up compassionate disciples. So from a closer viewpoint, NCM does not function in a silo somewhere. It's not some sort of autonomous or separate ministry at all. Rather, at its foundation, NCM is simply organized around ways of encouraging our local bodies of believers to be Christ-like. This is the goal of every believer. So NCM, Nazarene Compassionate Ministries, is organized inspiration to encourage believers to be engaged in what Christ is engaged in, to live out our lives compassionately.